I'm 42 years old. These are things that I would tell my younger self if I was in my 20s, if I had to do it all over again. I would give you these 14 pieces of advice to younger Eddie, and make sure that you stick to these things and you should be okay. This is what I've learned from my experience. If you don't know who I am, my name is Eddie Rosell. I lost over 125 pounds. I lost that weight when I was actually 19 years old. I'm in my early 40s now, I'm 42. So this is what I would tell my younger self, aside from great job on losing 127 pounds. These are 14 things that I would tell myself. So let's jump right in. Number one, weight creeps up over time. It doesn't just come on all at once. Most people will gain some weight over the holidays, and that's typically the biggest percentage of weight gained is over the holidays, November, December. But weight just generally goes up over time. And so if you are at a happy weight right now in your teens or 20s and you're wanting to keep it there, then make sure that you're always keeping yourself within 5 or 10 pounds. Don't let things get out of control, because weight does creep up over time. It's not just this thing that happens all of a sudden when you turn 40. It'll creep up over time, and you'll hold on to that weight over time. You'll end up eating more and moving less as time goes by. It's not that people's metabolisms typically get slower. Studies have shown that that's not true. It's just that people end up eating more and moving less. If you're in high school or you're in college and you're doing sports and all of a sudden you stop doing sports, most of those athletes will gain weight because they lack that structure of the sports and the two-a-days or the trainings and the exercise that they have every day. All of a sudden they don't have that, and they're not going to just fill it in themselves. They might do some activity, but their activity level dramatically drops and you end up eating about the same. And so what happens is you end up putting in weight over time. You end up putting on weight over time. Number two, your 20s really set the stage for your capacity to build muscle. Muscle is a longevity organ. Muscle is so incredibly important. I wish I knew the importance of how important muscle and building muscle is, and lifting weights and doing resistance training. I wish I knew the importance of that in my 20s. Now, I did do some strength training, and after a few months of losing some weight, when I started my weight loss journey, I eventually started to lift weights, and I would lift some weights. So I'm glad I did that, but I wish I would have lifted heavier weights. I wish I would have really just pushed myself to the max in terms of the intensity, because I was afraid at the time of not getting big and bulky, right? I had that mentality, false mentality, but the mentality that if I lift a lot of weight, I'm gonna get big and bulky. That's the equivalent of telling someone that wants to cook at home, don't cook at home because you might mistakenly become a Michelin star chef, right? You're not gonna get big and bulky unless you eat a ton and lift a ton of weights. So I wish I would have known that, because one of the main reasons is you wanna focus on building a really good foundation, because your foundation that you build in your 20s in terms of your strength is really gonna dictate where your ceiling is as you get older, right? If you could start building a foundation, it's kind of, think about it like retirement. Like if you start saving in your 20s versus saving in your 40s, you have a bigger foundation. That's the same thing with muscle. You have a bigger, stronger foundation of building muscle if you started in your 20s versus if you started in your 30s or 40s. So that's the second point, is really start lifting weights as soon as you can. Learn from YouTube. There's a million places you can learn these days, but learn how to lift weights properly with proper form. Don't try to lift weights that are heavier than what you can do and get injured. That's not gonna do you any good. Just start slow, start small, but build incrementally year after year after year, so that when you do get into your 40s, you have a really solid foundation and you're really strong. Number three, mindset is where it's at. Mindset is everything. When I started losing my weight, the first thing that clicked in me was my mindset. I told myself, I am tired of being the person that I am, and I'm going to shift into this other person that I'm going to become. And I'm going to prove to myself every day that I am this new person. And I had to put one foot in front of the other and do my walking, and eventually, my dieting, and eventually everything that I did to lose that weight. But it all started with my mindset. It all started up here. My parents, and specifically my dad, I remember specifically, would always tell me, you have to stop eating seconds for dinner. You're eating too much. Why are you eating so much? It never really stuck until I had a switch in my mind that flipped. And when that switch flipped and my mindset clicked in, I was unstoppable. That's why I lost weight in 6 months. I lost 127 pounds. So mindset is everything. If you can get yourself to the right mindset, then everything else will take care of itself. If you can do that in your 20s and you can set your right mindset up and you're going to build a good foundation, then obviously you're going to make better decisions. And when you're in your 40s, you're going to be way, way, way farther than someone who didn't do that in their 20s. Number 4, sleep is a game changer. Sleep is so incredibly vital, important, critical. Come up with the next word you want. Sleep. Get your sleep, guys. Get 7 to 8 hours. The whole I'll sleep when I die thing is a bunch of BS. Don't listen to that. These days, I use this Oura Ring to track my sleep. I've been using this thing. I just got a notification that I've been actually using it for 6.5 years, which is kind of crazy. I started using it, I think, middle of 2018 when they were in their second version. But this tells me a ton about sleep and a few other things. But sleep is so incredibly important. Sleep is where you recover. The whole, no pain, no gain thing is all BS. Forget about that. Forget about the no sleep till I die thing. Guys, get your sleep 7 to 8 hours. Your body will thank you. Your mind will thank you. You will just be a better human being. You will be more productive and you will do everything in life better if you get 7 to 8 hours of sleep or however much it is that you need to feel good. Get your sleep. Number 5, health and the overall pursuit of being healthy and working out and being healthy, it starts as a physical pursuit. When you're in your 20s, you want to look good. You want to go to the beach and feel confident. You want to take off your shirt at the pool party and feel confident. I understand that. That's what gets you into the whole game. What keeps you in the game, I can tell you in your 40s, is the mental benefits, the mental health benefits, the person that you become, the impact that it has on other parts in your life. When you do hard things in the gym, when you do hard things with your physical health and your body, then your mind benefits from it and you end up becoming a stronger minded person. So you have to make sure that you get started early. Start with lifting weights, start with being healthy, start with making the right decision. Start for whatever reason it is, to pick up the next girlfriend, to impress the girl in your class. Start with whatever it is, that's okay. You can start with those reasons. As you progress and as you get older and you hit your 40s and so forth, it'll start to become more of a lifestyle. It'll start to become more of a mental health thing and just a part of who you are. But it helps to get to that point by just starting in your early 20s. Number 6, stress will absolutely wreck your progress. So whatever kind of stress you have in your life, you're going to be more resilient to stress when you're in your 20s. It'll creep up on you as you get older. I know this from firsthand experience. Back in 2015, I had a ton of stuff that was worrying me, that was chronically stressed to the point where I didn't even realize how stressed I was. What happens is when you have so much going on in life, you tell yourself you're okay because as a man or as the main caretaker in your family, if you're a mom or whatever it is, you tell yourself you got it handled, everything's okay. But it helps to sit every now and then and close your eyes and pay attention to what's going on in here in the background and ask yourself, are you really okay? Are you really okay, or are you stressed the heck out? And if you are stressed the heck out, then you need to make sure that you find a way to deal with that stress. Life does not get easier. The older you get, the bigger problems you have, the more complex the problems you have. The problems will not go away in life. All we need to do is make sure that we get better at handling those problems. And you need to get better at handling your stress and making sure that you get that in check, because if not, it will stall and wreck your progress, whether it's fat loss, whether it's building muscle, or just being overall healthy and longevity. It gets completely wrecked by stress. So make sure that you get stress under control. Do yoga, do meditation. Meditation is my thing of choice. Go for walks in nature. Do whatever it is that you need to do to de-stress and make sure that you keep that in check. Number 7, skip the fads, skip the shortcuts. I know so many people that have done something like a 75 hard. They lose a ton of weight and then they gain it back, or some of it back. I know so many people that have done so many of these juice cleanses and everything is a fad. Do something really, really hard for 50 days straight, for a month straight. You name it, there's a fad out there for something. Do this diet. do keto. I know a lot of people are going to get fed up in the comments and talk about, oh, keto's great. Yes, keto's a tool in the tool belt. I always say that, but it's not something you have to do for the rest of your life unless it works for you. If it works for you, that's great. There are people who can do keto for the rest of their life. There are people who can do any specific diet for the rest of their life. Find what works for you. If you found what works for you and it's keto or whatever else, good for you. But skip the fads, skip the shortcuts. They don't work. If they work for a week or two, you're gonna be in the same place that you started a week or two later. It's gonna get you back. It's not gonna give you the progress long-term that you want. So I would tell you, even though it's the shiny object in the room, try to avoid that, what they call shiny object syndrome, and try to eliminate the fads, eliminate the quick fixes. They're not gonna do you any good. Please skip the fad diets. Number 8, energy is life. Energy is everything. If you have energy and you can protect your energy at all costs, then you're gonna have the energy to work out. You're gonna have the energy to play with your kids. You're gonna have the energy to be a good spouse. You're gonna have the energy to be optimized and to do everything you need to do to advance your career or to advance your business. Whatever it is that you're doing, energy is directly correlated to how well you can do it. Take care of your energy. Do things that energize you. Do things that keep you alive, feeling alive with that burning fire inside of you. Protect your energy at all costs, and that means getting enough sleep. That means controlling your stress. That means getting the right foods and nutrition and making sure that you take care of yourself, okay? Make sure that you take care of your energy. Energy will make life better in every single way possible. Number 9 is an obvious one, but time flies. I remember when I was, 19, 20, and all of a sudden I'm 42, and I can tell you that you think time is going by slow when you're paying attention, but the minute you stop paying attention, time flies. And next thing you know, it's a decade, and then it's another decade. So make sure that you understand that what you do in your 20s is gonna impact how you feel in your 30s and in your 40s and beyond. So everything that you're doing today, working out, eating healthy, or going out and drinking and things like that, whatever it is that you're doing is gonna impact and gonna be directly correlated to how you feel in 10 years and 20 years and 30 years. So make sure that you understand what you're doing today. Time flies. Make the most of the time that you've got today. We don't know how long we're gonna be on this earth. Make sure that you make the most of it because time flies. Number 10, booze. They add up quickly. Alcohol. I was a big drinker in my 20s. I don't know if it's because I was covering up different things or, different things that I wanted to do. I was also in an environment, which we'll talk about, where a lot of people were drinking. And so I was just drinking because everybody else was drinking. But alcohol really creeps up. Alcohol adds up. If you have any kind of health goal, alcohol will wreck it. Now, look, I love wine. I love drinking red wine. I love learning about red wine. My wife and I just took a trip over to Champagne to do some champagne tasting and to Bordeaux in France to do some red wine Bordeaux tasting. I love learning about wine, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to go out and get drunk, every single weekend. If you're doing that, you need to understand that is going to add up over time. That is going to wreck your sleep. It's going to wreck the ability for you to be able to handle stress in your life, and it's going to wreck your career and everything else that you've got going on. The alcohol adds up, and also in terms of calories, I talk a lot about weight loss on this channel because that's what I do. I help people lose weight as effectively as possible with a proven system. Alcohol adds up. You have to understand that there's about 7 calories for every gram of alcohol, and it's not calorieless. It's not like it doesn't count and you don't have to calculate that. Like, alcohol does add up over time, not only in terms of your specific goals with weight loss, with losing fat and building muscle, it also adds up in terms of your overall lifestyle, your overall longevity, and how healthy you are as a human. So alcohol adds up. Keep it in check. Enjoy it, but enjoy it responsibly. Number 11, surround yourself with people that are doing things bigger and better than you could ever imagine. I know that this can be hard sometimes. I myself am part of a mastermind where I get together with a group of guys once a month. And, when I originally got there, I didn't have my own business. Now I started my own business, right? Like I upped my game because I was around other people that were doing things bigger and better than what I do. So your crew matters. The people that you surround yourself with matters. If you've read different books about this stuff, so many different people in the past have told you the 5 people that you surround yourself with, you're going to become the average of those 5 people. That's from a health perspective, physical looks perspective, from a financial perspective. You end up becoming the average of those 5 people that are closest to you, that 5 people that you have in your circle. So your crew matters. Make sure that you pick and choose wisely. Make sure that you level up as you go through your life and you level up your own life. Your crew matters, so choose wisely. Regrets. Try not to have regrets. I don't know that I have any specific regrets from back in my 20s. I have learning experiences, but it goes back to the point that I made earlier where I like to say, if you take care of your health today, it'll take care of you tomorrow. And that goes for anything else in life. Whatever you do today in your 20s and 30s is going to impact the way that you live and feel and act in your 30s and your 40s and your 50s and beyond. So what you do today impacts how you feel and the person that you become and the person that you are 10, 20, 30 years from now. So make sure that you think ahead and ask yourself, if you're in your 20s right now, if you're in your 30s right now, ask yourself, what would 10-year or 20-year future me look back on and wish I would have done? Do those things. Don't have regrets. Do the things that you wanted to do. Start the business, go on the trip, ask the girl out, do the things that you feel deep inside your heart and your soul that you want to do. Go after those things and do them. If I had one regret, I would say I should have started my business a lot earlier. I should have started my business in my 20s, right after college, right after I lost my weight. I should have started coaching back then. I didn't start coaching till after that. So I would say, think about your future self and ask yourself, sit down, get a piece of paper, get a journal, and ask yourself, what would, my future self in my 40s look back and think, you should have done this, you should have done that, and then put those things into action and get them done and do them. At least start them. Even if you feel like you're not ready, just start the damn thing. Ask the girl out, start the business, do whatever it is that you want to do, but just get something started and do it so you don't regret it. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, but you won't have the regret because you at least tried. Number 13, keep moving and make it fun. Movement is life. Just like energy is life, movement is life. And as you get older, you're going to have more responsibilities. You're going to have, maybe you have a family, maybe you have kids, maybe you have a job situation where you're sitting at a desk all day. Make movement fun. Incorporate movement into your life that you actually enjoy. If you like biking, go buy a bike and go mountain biking or go road biking or do whatever it is that you want to do. If you like kayaking, if you like paddleboarding, stand-up paddleboarding, whatever it is that you enjoy, go out there, find people to do it. A lot of people are getting into jiu-jitsu these days and a lot of other martial arts. Like, find something that you enjoy that's going to keep you moving. If you like to go play pickup basketball with your friends or with strangers at a nearby park, go do that a couple times a week. Like, keep movement in your life. If you don't stop moving, you won't lose it. The whole move it or lose it thing is real. The same thing happens with your mind as it does physically. Lift weights, move, find things that you really enjoy. If you like CrossFit, go do CrossFit. Just don't get injured. If you like just lifting weights like I do, I lift in my own home gym. I'm fortunate enough where we have a home gym and I lift by myself. It's like therapy for me. I do that and that's where I get my therapy and my enjoyment from. So find the things that you like and that you enjoy and that you can incorporate into your life naturally, and make movement something that's enjoyable. Remember, exercise and movement is a privilege. Not everyone can do it. There are people out there who can't do the things that you can do, so take advantage of it and get moving. Do the things that you enjoy. Number 14 is kind of an overarching one, but you know what? Life is too great to just get by. Try to optimize everything that you do. Try to be your best at everything that you do. And that means looking at all these other 13 points that I just mentioned and thinking, what can I do to make sure that I show up as my best self in that next job interview, on that next date with that next girl, with my family the next time we get together? What can you do to make sure that you show up as your best self, as your optimized best version? This doesn't mean being perfect. No one's going to be perfect, and that's never the goal. But it does mean leveling up. Are you doing your best? I think that there was definitely opportunities in the past when I wasn't doing my best, when I was just kind of, signing things in and just kind of getting by. Part of it was just survival, right? You try to get by. But if you can just take 5-10 minutes, sit down, think about the things that you're doing in your life and think about where you can apply yourself a little more, where you can add a little more value to someone that you're helping. Sit down and think about what you can do to add more value to people and what you can do to make sure that you show up as your best self. And I promise you, your life will get better every single day because of it. Life is about helping other people. That's why I started this channel. I try to help other people based off of my life experiences, because I do not want anyone else out there that's overweight, that doesn't have hope, that has lost hope and thinks the world is stacked against me. I'm 300 pounds and I can't lose this weight. I'm here to tell you that you can, because I am living proof that it's possible. And just because I can do it, it means you can do it. It might take some time. It might take some effort. You might need to go learn some stuff. You might need to go hire someone to help you, but you can do it. There is nothing stopping you, unless there's some kind of physical ailment or handicap. There's nothing stopping you from getting to your weight loss goals or getting to your life goals. You just got to know where you're going, put focus on where it is that you want to go. How much weight is it that you want to lose? How much muscle do you want to build? What kind of career do you want to have? And then figure out how to get there. Okay. And then make sure you pivot along the way. When you try something and it doesn't work, pivot and try something different. And eventually you'll figure it out. Eventually you'll get there. That's what I did with my 127-pound weight loss journey. And that's why I wanted to share this video, is because I think that these things are important for you to know if you're in your 20s. Please take these seriously. Go back, watch it again. If you thought that this was helpful, please share it with someone that you think would benefit from this information. If you're interested and you're an entrepreneur, an executive, a really busy professional, I help professionals with a proven system that works, guaranteed. And what I do is I help them lose 20 to 25 pounds in 90 days. If you're interested, the link is in the description. You can click there and we'll just have a simple phone call. We'll have a phone call to see if it's something that you're ready for. I can tell you that there are people who are ready to change, and there are people who are ready to make a transformation in their life, and they've had enough. They're fed up, okay, and they need the help, and they know that that's the missing piece. That's who I like to work with. There are people out there who may be overweight, but they may need to gain another 10 or 15 or 20 or 50 pounds before they're in enough pain to actually make a choice and make a decision. And so that's why I like to work with people who are at that breaking point. They're you know what, where I was, 23 years ago. I've had it. I'm fed up. I'm not living another day like this. I am making a change now. Come hell or high water, it's happening. I'm making a change. And so those are the people that I work with. Again, link in the description. And please subscribe to the channel. I put out videos every single week, sometimes one, sometimes two, depending on life. But please like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. One more thing, if you're interested in getting my free weekly newsletter, I send out a newsletter every Saturday morning, and you can go to mindset.eddieroselle.com. I'll also link that in the description below. Cheers. Thank you so much. I appreciate each and every one of you. I feel so blessed that you're here listening to this channel, watching this channel, and I will see you on the next video.